Hey Greg, Ryan from TrendLizard.com here. Thanks for the email. Thanks for the kind words. Going to take a look at one stock for you only today, Cigna. CI is the ticker. We're just going to dive straight into it. It's been around for a really long time, since 1982. And over the course of that time, it's been in a very large uptrend, basically split in half by this large ABC pullback. But if you go back to its inception back in 1982, you see one consistency over and over, and that's that you see trendy 5-wave moves to the upside and 3-wave pullbacks to the downside. So what we believe happened here is just because a stock was incepted at some point in time doesn't mean that that's where its 5-wave advance began. What it looks like to me is that it began in a 3rd-wave advance, completed that in 86, a large 4th-wave pullback into the 1990 low, and then a 5th wave up into the 2000-2001 high. From there, you can see it pulled back with the overall market in a very large ABC pullback, super clear now that it's over, despite how scary it was at the time when you watch your stock go from 60 to below 10. It's pretty intense. But since then, it found a low in 2008 and has been in a very large 5-wave advance that is not yet complete. So that's where we're at on a very long-term time frame. Cigna looks bullish. So let's go ahead and zoom in and look at the price action here off of the 2008 low. Here's a close look, and it is an absolutely beautiful move. I love analyzing stocks like this that have such clear-cut trendy moves to the upside and such clear-cut counter-trend moves to the downside. If you look at every up leg, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside and to the 2011 high, and then you see, clear as day, 3-wave pullback to the downside. Again, you get this nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave leg to the upside, and then clear as day, a 3-wave pullback to the downside. And if you look at each internal leg within that 5-wave advance, again, super clear 5-wave moves. So overall, obviously very bullish. So again, it appears as if we're still in this 5-wave advance that began in 2008. I put us likely at in a 5th wave. We'll take a closer look at that. But certainly later in the move, but again, not over yet because we haven't seen a completed 5-wave move for the 5th wave of this advance, however that may come. So the only thing we care about, knowing that the trend is up on the super long-term time frame as well as the long-term time frame, is what's going on off the 2020 low. Is this to start a wave 5 up, or is it part of a larger 4th wave pullback? So that's something that we'll take a look at here. So let's go ahead and zoom in here. We're going to just zoom in on what's happened off the 2020 low. At initial blush, you can see pretty clearly that the advance off of March's low is a 3-wave move to the upside currently. Doesn't mean it's going to be left that way. That's what it is currently. So we need to analyze this a little bit closer to determine whether it's likely going to be left that way or whether it's going to continue to grow to become that 5th wave advance that ideally it becomes. So here's what it looks like if it's that 3-wave move, ABC to the upside. If at any point it breaks down and moves below 185, I don't think you can hold Cigna. At the very least, it says it's still in a larger counter trend move off of June's high, and that would point you back down to the 160 area. As you get a larger correction, more likely you're going to find that it's just a ABC advance off of the 2020 low, and that you're actually getting a larger 4th wave pullback to the downside off of that 2018 high. So big stakes there if you get a move below 185. If it can stay above 185, and what I think is more likely is that this is the start of a new 5th wave advance. You have a 1st wave up, a 2nd wave, and then you have the slow start to a 3rd wave advance. Has to stay above 185 at all times for this to prove to be the case. So that's the key level. This is how I would label it. It gets a little tricky. There's different ways you can label it. This was a deep pullback here, back towards September's low. Maybe the next up leg started here, and this is it ended here, and now this is all part of a 2nd wave pullback. Whatever the case may be, the key level, the most important level to me on Cigna is 185, so that's what we're looking at. So let's go ahead and zoom in and just look at the most recent action off of the 2021 high here to see what it looks like. This is how I have it labeled. I believe this to be a counter trend move, and that bolsters the case that this is the start of a larger up move as long as it stays above 185. If you look at the pullback off of January's high looks like an ABC correction to the downside. Then you have sideways action here for wave B. Still probably not complete to the downside, so I think lower levels are certainly possible. But it does look like a counter trend move, which is a bullish thing. Here are the key levels that you want to be watching on a very short-term time frame. A move below 206 at any point looks like solid proof that this pullback's not over, that we are going to get a C wave down to the downside. A move above 220 at any point solidifies that this is in fact a counter trend move to the downside and that overall higher prices are coming. So 220 is bullish. A move below 206 means the near-term pullback isn't over yet, but overall we'd still be bullish on Cigna as long as it stays above 185. So Greg, I hope that's helpful. You obviously have a couple other symbols you can send me before the end of the month, and I'll take a look at them for you. Otherwise, hope you're well. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you again very soon. Take care.